Hi there, this is John Hyman from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the video series for building a brokerage business in commercial real estate around the world. In this particular matrix, there are a number of videos to the series because each of these particular points are quite deep and I go into each particular point in different ways. So as part of this particular topic, you can visit the website and print this article, which is how to build a successful commercial real estate brokerage business. There are different things in the article that you can consider and bring into your considerations when it comes to building your business, of course, as a broker or an agent in commercial real estate around the world. I have already covered off on the first topic here, which is the local region. In a previous video, I covered all of these particular things. So today I'm going to move into branding or brokerage selection. And again, there is a topic at the website which you can print for this particular video. It's the 14 franchise facts for today's commercial real estate brokers. There are different things there that you can print and of course consider as part of your brokerage choice. Whether you're an independent, a contractor, an agent, a broker, have a look at the article and print it out and read it. So that is 14 franchise facts for today's commercial real estate brokers. So let's look at the topic and go into it a bit for you. So it is topic number 2. It's about branding and brokerage selection. So I've split it up into a number of different subsets here for you to think about. Let's say you're going to work for a brand. Maybe you're going to establish your own brand, or maybe you're going to choose a brokerage for yourself to work within. Let's look at number 1. Identified property types. I want you to consider this topic first because you need to make a choice as to what property type you want to work on. Once you've done that, you can understand what brokerage or brand can help you do that. Because some brokerage brands and some particular agencies are not strong in the ways in which you may need them to be. So identify the property types that you want to work on. You have some choices, of course. You could work on bulky goods, that is the larger retail format properties. Maybe it's industrial that you want to focus on. You could focus on land, of course, vacant land for development. You could also focus on office properties. I put residential on here, but I've only put it there because it is part of the property market. But strictly speaking, if you're a commercial agent, you really don't want to touch residential. It just distracts you from what you want to do. So moving on, you've then got retail. Do you want to work on retail shops, retail shopping centres? And of course, retail shopping centres themselves are a very specific topic to think about. So you've made your decision. What property types do you want to work on? You make that choice because that will impact your branding or brokerage selection. Let's look at number 2. Let's say you've decided what property types you can focus on. Let's look at the services that you can bring to that property type individually. You have to make the choices here because the services will be relative to your skills, the brokerage that you're working with as well, and you need to know that the services match into the brokerage, the brand, and also your own personal skills. Have you got the skills required to do what is required as part of your preferred property type and the brokerage that you want to work for? So what are you going to be as part of this? Are you going to be a buyer's agent? Maybe you're going to be a seller's agent. That will, of course, be in sales. So a buyer's agent, you could be an investment property specialist. You could focus on leasing, of course. If you're a leasing agent, you could focus on working for the landlord, or you could focus on working for tenants. So if you're going to focus on leasing, maybe you do both. Work for landlords or work for tenants separately in different transactions. That's okay. It's a bit like sales when you're working for sometimes the owner of the property and sometimes for the buyer. That's all okay. Not a problem. So buyer's agent, investment property, perhaps leasing. You'll be a leasing agent. Maybe you're a tenant's agent. Let's look at also property management. Property management is a skill that can help you enhance client connections and services. Maybe you don't want to do the property management work, but maybe you know a bit about it, which could help you work with clients in your location. So let's go to number 3. Once you've decided what your identified services are, your specialist skills, let's go to number 3. So the first choice of brokerage, or the type of business that you can work within, will be the independent brokerage. There are the other two, of course, which is the marketing group and the franchise group. But let's look at the independent brokerage. I'd like you to think about these particular subsets if you're going to work for an independent brokerage or start your own. So, service offerings. That goes back to the services you are going to offer: sales, leasing, or property management, maybe a combination of each. What will your branding be? What is the business name that you can use? If you're going to choose a branding name, then choose something that's relative to the area. Like if you're in a city called Newtown, then you could say Newtown Commercial Real Estate. That helps your exposure on the search engines. Then you've got some marketing materials to think about. Where are you going to get them from? If you're an independent broker, where are you going to get your marketing materials from? It is a cost. Think about it. Of course, you need to think about the office location. Now, if you're working for someone that's already an independent, is the office location relevant for the type of business that you want to do? Also, there are rental costs. If there is an office, do you need to pay rental costs, or perhaps you need to pay desk costs? Ask questions about that. I put this special topic in here because I think it is sometimes overlooked, and it is something that can destroy a business or even your own career if you're not careful. If you're going to work for someone, then understand the skills and the relevance of the team leader. How do they interact with the members of the team? How do they support you? How do they guide you? How do they help you grow your real estate business? Some team leaders are poor personal managers. So you don't want that to drag you back in your career. Ask questions. Understand the team leader and their skills. Let's go further. Staffing required. If you're going to run an independent brokerage business, there'll be staff to think about. How many do you need? Maybe you're just a one-man business. That's fine, but a one-man or one-woman business, that's fine. Over time, you can then employ other people around you. But think about how that staffing will work. There's also the team dynamics. If there's already salespeople in the business there now, also leasing people and property managers, how does that dynamic work? Ask questions about the territory of activity, the territory that you're going to work within. Are there restrictions? You need to know that. Also ask about training, because you will and always will be focusing on training to build your skills over time. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the brokerage business, your training and the requirement of such never goes away. Ask about websites and how you can tap into the websites for the current brokerage, or maybe how you can build your own. There are some ideas there, of course. Let's go further and say, righto, that is the independent brokerage. Let's look at the marketing group. That's a different business model. Basically, a marketing group is an agent or a group of agents contributing towards marketing costs to a marketing group. There are no franchise fees. They pay a fixed monthly fee to a marketing group to use the resources of the marketing group in real estate. So here are some particular topics to think about. The accounting requirements of the marketing group. What do they require of you each month when it comes to your figures, your marketing activities, etc.? Also ask them about their buying power when it comes to advertising and the advertising layouts that they require you to fit within and use. They will have an array of real estate tools, so get to know what they are before you make a decision. Are the real estate tools helpful to you when it comes to your real estate business? Also, there is a cost in using the branded materials. So all of those materials are here. What is the cost of those things? Ask about the database system and the function of that database, because you may be required to use that, and is it effective for what you want to do? There'll also be some marketing tools there for you to use. Again, there's a cost of that, as mentioned earlier. The marketing group will have monthly fees, and it could be a few $1,000s a month to use all of their systems. It's not particularly like a franchise in that you don't pay franchise fees, but you do pay monthly fees. So a marketing group is generally cheaper than a franchise group. However, the monthly fees never go away. So what is the office location? Look into that. Is it relevant and real for what you're trying to do? Look at the ongoing support within the business. Is there an admin support structure that you can use? Is there a portal cost? Putting your listings and your own media activities, your own blogs, your posts, editorials, that sort of thing online. And what are the rules of branding when it comes to the marketing group? There will be rules. There will be rules that you will need to stick to when it comes to using the marketing group and their materials. So I put that other topic back in here as well, skills and relevance of the team leader. It's so important if you're in brokerage or going to go into brokerage somewhere. Understand the skills and the relevance of the team leader. Are they truly supportive of building the business, their business, your business, and helping you do that? Going further from that, the training topic is again there. Training relating to sales, leasing, or property management, depending what you're interested in. How does that training occur? Is there a cost for that? Also the website architecture. That is the portals, that's the websites, and other things like social media you may use. Let's go to the final topic here, and it's the franchise group. Lots of things here to question. So, each month, accounting requirements will be at the top of the list, simply because the franchise group will be billing you and or your brokerage based on the completed transaction, sales, lease, or property management. Then there's an advertising buying power. Perhaps the group allows you to achieve some economies with your advertising. Look into the advertising layouts for the sales or leasing adverts. Also understand the array of real estate tools that they offer you. There may be some awards within the franchise group that could be relevant to you. It's a personal thing. Some people are motivated by awards. Perhaps that's good. Understand if it's important to you. Look at the brand of the franchise group and the ranking compared to other real estate groups. That will be important to pulling in people and inquiries. Of course, you will need to do a business plan as part of being part of the franchise group. And you'll need to understand conjunctional arrangements, particularly if you're doing transactions across the boundaries of the brokerage. There's a cost of the branded materials, of course, the cost to use their marketing materials, perhaps purchase them for sales or leasing activities. And the franchise group at the moment, do they have a degree of customer attraction that you can rely on? Maybe the brand is well known, maybe it's not. Understand how attractive the brand is. There'll be a database system and function that you'll need to tap into. So decide whether it's useful for you or whether you have to use another database simply because you don't like what they're providing. There'll be a franchise agreement that you may need to tap into or be part of, and that will impact your business in duration and location. There'll be franchise fees based on sales, leasing, and property management activity. There should be a helpline to the franchise group for different challenges, problems, activities, support, that sort of thing. Also look at the marketing of the brand to the broader industry and the marketing tools that they do provide you. Ask questions about the monthly fees, because the monthly fees will be there based on maybe a fixed fee, but also the franchise fee, which is part of the sales and leasing activity. Look at the office location to ensure that it is where you want to be, and does it service the area and the property types that you're interested in? What is the ongoing support that the franchise group provides? And of course, look at their portals to understand if the portals are professional, relevant, and real for what you're trying to do. There'll be different types of real estate serviced within the franchise group, and of course the property types that you want to first focus on should be well serviced, so look into that before you make a decision. Look at the rules on branding. Sometimes the franchise group controls their brand very strongly, and that could impact the way in which you do your marketing. Again, the team leader features in this decision. Find out if the team leader is truly supportive of the overall team and its activation and integration to new business. Look at succession planning for yourself. Eventually you'll want to move away from your real estate business. So understand how you can do that. Will the franchise brand impact that? Ask about training, of course, website architecture as before, and the websites that they want you to use. And lastly, zone restrictions. Will the franchise group restrict the zones in which you can operate? That can be very limiting for what you're doing in commercial real estate. So that is the topic today. That was branding or brokerage selection. Of course, you can watch the video a number of times and go through these particular topics to understand them. As I said before, there is an article at the website you can print, which is the 14 franchise facts for today's commercial real estate brokers. And of course, the main website is commercial-realestate-training.com. So this is John Hyman. I'm signing off from the second video in the series. There are many more to come. Of course, this is video number 2 in a video series that is 14 videos long. So that's the end of the video. I'll catch you at the website commercial-realestate-training.com. Catch you soon.